Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we'll be testing out the plunger tube from UKNerfWar and comparing it to the original plunger tube from X-Shot Longshot. So the modded one is here and the original one is here. The plunger tube, as you can see, is this orange colour. Now I can actually get the plunger tube out for you because I have it separate to the blaster, because I've obviously swapped that out. This is the only thing I'll be showing in this video, but there is a lot more to this blaster in the future. So obviously you will get the blaster like this out of the box. You will have just the basic setup like that, with your your SCAR and your muzzle device. You can use your short magazines and also the long magazines that come with it. I've got some hard tip darts to test in this, because this works really good in these types of blasters, in springers, and also some Cheeto darts, full size. I've had these since I was a child and I've just kept them over the years, and I've just kept them in good condition. So these should fire really nicely as well with the upgraded plunger tube. But this is the original one. It's not got much weight to it, the original one, but with the added plunger tube there is a bit more heft to it. I've added a sling onto this one and an optic, but even without the optic it still has a lot more heft to it. If we just compare it, even without the optic, it feels a lot more heavier. I can really feel the difference. So yeah, it looks very nice. You can see I've added the stickers that came with the plunger tube with it. When you buy this, you'll receive the O-rings as well. So yeah, it's really nice. As you can see, it's got a nice shine to it. And there's a little bit of oil on this, so there's like a bit of grubbiness, but it will come a bit more dull than that. But I've polished the plunger tube a lot more, so it's got a nice shine to it. There you go, you can see that. Yeah, so it does have a bit more weight to it with the added optic, but that doesn't really matter. But without the optic, it still has way more mass to it than this one. I can actually feel the difference. Like if you handed me these, I could tell which one's which. So yeah, that's a plus side to that. You'll also find, I've also changed the front grip, but yeah, you'll also find that that you'll get a way more consistent air pressure with this plunger tube, and your FPS might increase very slightly. Now, when I FPS tested this one with my chronograph, I got about 140, 150 some shots, but mainly 140 to 130, like late 30s to early 40s, roughly around there, and I got some 50 shots. With this one, I'm getting 150 shots, like mid 50s, you know, 150s. Really nice. It stays flat on 150 and it's quite consistent. There's way less consistency with that, so you get about 10% increase in FPS. Not like a whole lot, but it's nice that it does that too, because it does claim that it shoots 150 feet per second, so at least it gets that claim now. You'll have, obviously you don't have to put your stickers on this. I think you only get one sticker with this anyway usually, so you can have a sticker on one side of that. My idea was just to put the kind of, if I could put the stickers on the blaster that all the parts that I use, I will use them. That's if the company does include the stickers, but yeah, so that way years from now I'll know, the plunger tube comes from UKNerfWar. They actually sponsored this video so I could do this for you guys. So this is a review on it, and also like an advertisement for it. If you're from the UK, I recommend getting it from here, just because that's where I get my stuff from. That's where I actually ordered my darts that I use for this video, the Worker 2 high ends, the Worker Gen 2 high ends that I've just released. They're really good quality, and I got them within a couple of days, literally, and they're in a nice quality box, and everything's just really nice presented. The darts are really fresh, they smell brand new, they have a nice brand new smell to them. And yeah, everything that you will order from UKNerfWar will arrive to you very fast, and it's a very good price too. I found that they're quite competitive with all the other shops out there, and yeah, it's just a much better price for a UK citizen. So if you're within the UK, mainly Britain or Wales or Scotland, I would definitely recommend checking it out from these guys, because UKNerfWar really have been knocking it out the park with parts and accessories for modding. The only other thing I've done to this blaster is I've taken the jam door off, just because it's easier, because I'm left-handed, I can look in there a little bit easier when I'm doing the shots, just to make sure there's no jams, because sometimes if you're not pumping the grip properly, even on the original model, you will find that you can jam it, especially with full-length darts. That is user error most of the time. You have to make sure you pump all the way back until you reach that extra spring. There's a spring right at the back of the plunger tube that this will push against, and you want to make sure you hit right at the back of that and push forward. You can short shuck it, that's what they call it, short shucking the design, and you basically don't pick up a round and it jams the round into the feed instead of into the barrel. You can do that on a real shotgun or on a real pump action rifle. So yeah, that's just something to be aware of in the design. So that is what I've noticed with the testing on it. However, because we've got these side by side, we can literally compare the noise, the feel, and everything. So first off, we're going to start with the original one, just so I can show you. So we've got some. We'll just use some standard size darts first, just because that is my favourite type. I'm not going to lie. I've come over to short darts more recently. This is the original plunger tube, by the way. This is slightly thicker than the original one, because this is more of a newer model than the original one. I learned that about that. There were some thicker ones and some thinner ones, so they were a rolling release. They didn't recall any of them. And this is quite a lot thicker. There isn't really much flex to it. Like I have to really push on that to get any sort of flex. You can see my fingers are shaking. So this will definitely last, but this is just there for in case this one breaks, because I believe this one is the thinner one, looking at the date. So now I do have an extra plunger tube for the OG model, because I like this as well. I like the fact that you can see right through it. When you've got a light shining to this, you can see right through. It's really cool. So with that, you can we'll just test it. So I've got my target there, and then we'll do like a hard test so you can hear the noise of it. So you can see they're bouncing back. It's incredibly accurate, this blaster. So that's that being fired. Now we go to the upgraded plunger tube. Same original spring, however I do have an upgrade spring. I will release a mod guide eventually for the whole thing, but we won't go into that in this video. This is just the only thing that's changed is the plunger tube on this model and the air seals, which you will get the O-rings with this when you order it. And you'll find it's a very reasonable price as well for this plunger tube, much better than most other places for English citizens, of course. I will have to add that, because if from the US or anywhere else away from the UK, might be a bit more money. But I recommend honestly supporting these guys. They are amazing. I can't say that enough. But yeah, the only thing that's modified, like I said, is the tube. Everything else is stock at the moment. I've reduced everything back to original basically for this video. Another thing I will say on this one, the safety is really flimsy. This one actually has some audibility to it, so that's a bit of a weird design. My cat meows in the background sometimes because she doesn't like the noise of these Nerf guns. But yeah, so we'll just carry on with it anyway. So this is the modified one. So you can see they're about the same. Noise-wise, obviously this has a bit more of a punch to it if we compare it to this one. So they have about the same, as you can see. It's about the same. So they have about the same punch every time. So obviously this is a little bit more powerful, because of the tubes a bit better. But the noise is about the same. It's a little bit more dampened with this one because there is plastic in this one. Do we have any rounds left? Yeah. You can hear the afterwards. I don't know if that picks it up on your end. It has more of like a ring to it. If we compare it to this, see, it doesn't really have it as much. There only seems to be more noise coming out of the front end rather than noise coming out of the whole end of this blaster. So the noise really just comes out the front, and then everything else back here is more quiet. So that's not too bad. And obviously with half length, we've got custom magazines. I've got quite a few magazines. And that's the thing as well, dry firing this sounds a bit better. Doesn't sound as bad comparing it to this, which I don't like dry firing this one very much, but I'll do it once for the video. Much louder, as you can see. So I've got my coupler there. And if we compare it with this one again. I don't really like to use the original magazines. I've got much better magazines, as you can see, to use. So as you can see, that one's definitely a lot louder. You can see I'm ambidextrous when it comes to these. You can see that I'm quite ambidextrous when it comes to these. So you can see it's a little bit more smoother sounding, a little bit just in every way, it's just smoother already. So I think if you buy this and then if you wait and get more upgrade parts from UKNerfWar and from Sabre as well, you'll find that you'll just get an amazing blaster out of this. And you'll just get a smoother blaster, and everything will just be nicer, you know. But yeah, definitely recommend getting this from UKNerfWar. It's just an improvement all round when you upgrade that. And of course, a lot of you probably need one. And those of you who probably need one have probably spent the extra money already, because a lot of you were like looking and looking and looking day one. So some of you may already have it, but those of you that don't, I definitely recommend getting the upgrade, because comparing it to the original, you can see it's got a nice aesthetic to it, and an upgrade in power slightly, and a better seal too. So overall, you just can't really beat that. So thanks for watching, guys. Comment, rate and subscribe. And yeah, I'd rate this plunger tube like a 4 out of 5, to be honest. I think the only way it would be nicer if it was polished from the factory, but that isn't polished, and a lot of them aren't. So yeah, I think for the price, you know, it's not a bad thing. It's quite a good thing. So yeah, I definitely recommend that. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm always going to keep one of these stock and have one modified, so I will be able to show you the differences between each upgrade. The only thing I really will say is just the seal is just better. I mean, like dry firing this and just holding your finger in the tube. It just holds better. It just holds way better. I can't describe it, but it's just way better. Obviously there is a ram seal, so they do leak air out when you do block it like that. But it's just way better. You can tell when you hear it. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Comment, rate and subscribe. Don't forget to share the video with your friends. Make sure you add the video to your favourites. And stay tuned for the next video. Peace out, guys.